Hello and welcome. This is Greg French. Today we're going to be looking at FIXMBR. This is a Windows XP recovery console command that we can use for fixing or repairing the MBR. There's also some I want to point out to you. I have another website here, FDiskMBR.com. This website has a lot of additional information concerning FDisk and the MBR that can be used with DOS. And then we're also today going to look at FDiskMBR, which there is another article on there concerning FIXDiskMBR. So let's get started. FIXMBR is a command that we can access through the Windows XP recovery console. Now to get to the recovery console, you're going to have to reboot your computer to your original Windows XP install CD. Now if you don't have the original Windows XP install CD, you can still create one from your i386 folder, which you probably have on your computer. You need to get nLite and use that to create an original Windows NT or Windows XP install disk. Windows nLite is a great little utility where you can use to create a custom install disk, and this could even be an automated install. Anyway, once you get your computer started up again with this install disk, you'll come to this window where it says Windows XP Professional. It gives you three options here. One is to reinstall Windows XP. Number two is to repair a Windows XP installation using the recovery console. And this is what we're going to do. So at this point, you want to select R, press Enter. Windows will start up the recovery console. Now when it goes into the recovery console, it's going to give you a choice of operating systems in which to access. There's only one operating system on here, and it's on drive C, so I'm going to select the number 1 to enter this operating system. It's going to ask me to enter the administrator password, so you have to have the administrator password in order to access this drive. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that. Now I'm at my C prompt in my Windows directory. Now there's a whole bunch of different commands that I can access. I'm going to go ahead and type help. Help will list these commands. You can see there's a lot of what we remember as DOS commands. The trib, batch, boot CFG, cd, change directory, check disk, CLS clear screen, copy delete, dir, quite a few. One of the ones here, let me move this down, you'll see is FIXMBR. So FIXMBR is one of the commands that we can use. So I'm going to go ahead and get down to a prompt here. And you can see here it says, caution, this computer appears to have a non-standard or invalid master boot record. FIXMBR may damage your partition table if you proceed. This could cause all partitions on the current hard drive to become inaccessible. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this anyway and press enter. Now the master boot record has just been successfully written. So if everything went alright, now I can type exit and get out of my recovery console and reboot into Windows. Windows should boot up properly. I'm not going to boot to the CD-ROM, so I'll let that go ahead and pass. It should start up if everything is okay, and yes, I do get my Windows startup screen, and it looks like we're going to start up okay. So if your MBR is infected or corrupted and you can't start Windows, this might be an option for you to use your recovery console to see if you can correct the MBR file. So I've booted back into Windows, and Windows looks like it's operating fine. Show you one more thing we can do here. We can install recovery console to the hard disk, and the next time you boot up Windows XP, you will see recovery console as one of the options that you can go into. To do that, go ahead and go to the start button, click on the start button, click run, type in CMD if it's not in there, click OK. That'll open up a simulated DOS session. So to install your recovery console, you're going to go to your prompt at your command prompt, and you're going to type in the drive letter of your CD-ROM, and then i386 backslash winnt32.exe /cmd/cons. And once you get that in there, go ahead and press enter, and it will take that and begin to install your recovery console to your hard drive. Now, there's a little thing that says you can install the recovery console as a startup option. The recovery console helps you gain access to your Windows installation to replace damaged files, disable, or enable services. If you cannot start the recovery console from your computer's hard disk, you can run the recovery console from the Windows Setup CD. Recovery console requires approximately 7 megabytes of hard disk space. Do you want to install recovery console? Yes, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and press yes. A little wizard starts up and it starts installing my recovery console. In connection methods. Skip this. Loading. It's going to go ahead and start the installation. Copying files that are needed. It's only 7 megabytes of hard disk space, so it's not very much. So it would be a good thing to have as an option in case you have a problem with your hard drive. You can always use your recovery console like you could with good old DOS to do some maintenance on Windows. So the recovery console has been successfully installed. To use the Windows recovery console, restart your computer and then select Windows recovery console from the startup menu. For a list of the commands you can use with the recovery console, type help at the recovery console command prompt. So OK. Go ahead and click OK. I'm going to go ahead and restart. Shut this down. I'm going to go ahead and restart Windows and see if we get that option. Don't want to start from the CD, so I'll let that pass. Okay, here we go. We have an option now. We can either start our computer from Windows Professional, or we can start from the recovery console. So we have a choice now. So I'm going to go ahead and start from recovery console. It says down here, starting Windows from the recovery console. And you can see Microsoft Recovery Console starting up. And again, I have my selection for my operating system. All I need to do is select a 1, and I'm back into the Recovery Console. So I just wanted to point this out, that we can install it to the hard drive, another option. Thank you very much for your time.